You managed to get back from 2-0 to scoring 2 goals, taking 2 penalties. But why did you make it so hard on yourselves tonight?
But it doesn't. In the end, doesn't matter if we recover or not. It's the signs that the team gave during the game, the beginning of the game. So I know that the best team won, the only team that was on the pitch. The best players lose because one team can win against any group of players. And I think that the team and the players spoke really loud today. So that's it. And we lost. The best team won.
The team and the players spoke really loud. What do you mean by that? Could you?
Yeah, I think it's really clear what they spoke. So let's move on from this day. And I think was really clear for everybody what happened today.
You spoke about bad signs. Let's break them through a little bit. Defensively, why do you think they had so much space, especially in the first half?
I don't know. It's not just the space, but the way we start the game without any intensity, the idea of the pressure. We were completely lost, and it's hard to explain. That's why I think they spoke really loud.
You've been talking about intensity since last season. Did you see many of the same mistakes from last season?
Yes, I think that is a problem. When you lose, but you see something new, is different. When you see something that, like today, it's hard to talk about that. I just want to say I'm really sorry for the fans. The support that they gave me and the support that always, with all the defeats, that they helped the team today, have nothing to say. I'm really sorry.
When you see the same mistakes as a manager, what do you think you can do differently? Because you had a pre-season with them, you had last season, and now you have the start of the season. What do you think you can do differently?
I think they spoke a little. I think they gave the response on the pitch today. So I don't need to talk about that. So I just want to now to. We have a game in the weekend, and then we have 2 weeks, and we will solve things out.
Just a final one, sorry. Of course, there are a lot of problems in today's performance, but also Onana had a really bad game today. To which extent do you think you guys have a goalkeeping issue and he has an issue?
Yes, it's not, when you play, with all due respect, when you play against a 4th division team, it's not the goalkeeper, it's everything. It's the environment, it's the way we face the competition. We know that we are in the moment, everything. People will pay attention to everything. It's going to be massive, every detail. And we show that performance today. So my players spoke for me really loud.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Certainly hype for him, or get the touch with his foot. And then, we come on to this, every time the balls come into the box, there seems like there's panic, no one taking control. I mean, where Onana is going on this, I do not know. I mean, he comes flying out and doesn't get anywhere near the ball. And again, listen, we'll see it again, a touch of handball, big touch, but he's all over the place.
Yeah, look, there's no denying that if it was in a Premier League game in VAR, it's not a goal. But you can't excuse the goalkeeper for coming out like that. If he's coming out, he's got to take everything with him and just clear the ball. He does neither, gets nowhere near it, and it ends up in the back of the net.
I mean, he misses everything.
And that's, again, you look at that, we spoke about before the game, that almost unsettling nature of the goalkeeping situation at Manchester United, where defenders are now sort of not sure, is he coming, is he not? And then when he does come, again, to be so far away from it, it's actually harder to miss it, I think, than, actually get a touch on it. He looked like he was going to come and get something on it.
I think he's going through a phase in his career at the minute where he's trying so hard to rectify the mistakes that maybe he's made in previous games. And I've been there when you're struggling to gain a bit of momentum in the game, you're giving a few passes away or whatever, and you're trying to nick every ball and you're getting rolled, and it's a tough place to be. but it's not working out for him at the minute, and United leave themselves at a mountain to climb again.
No, they were very, very good value. Sometimes you look at these games and maybe see a scoreline and think, well, they haven't had too many opportunities. They've sort of against the run of play. Not at all. And particularly in that first half, they were absolutely fantastic. And again, we'll hear a lot about how poor Manchester United were. That only happens if you do your job as a Grimsby Town player. I'd love to hear that in terms of the mindset going into the game. Again, I see so much, and it really frustrates me when teams from lower down the divisions turn up to a game and think they're going to outdo Manchester United in terms of passing and possession, go and get after them, make it a game that makes them uncomfortable, and they did exactly that.
No, I don't think it will be. They've had a really, really difficult night, tough night. I just think in games of football like this, when you play lower league opposition, if you don't do the basics well, you're going to come unstuck. And in a game like tonight, you can talk to me about tactics and systems and formations. Just you had to do the basics well.
But I can ask you about systems and formations, because even when the substitutions happened, even if they weren't like for like, so Mason Mount coming on or Xerxes coming on, they still kept the same formation and put round pegs in square holes, didn't they? I mean, Mount was left wing back at one stage.
Well, we was talking about it. So when he changed and put Mason Mount in that position, they still went with a back five, but they were building with a back five against Grimsby, who was sitting on the edge of the box. So your spare man was almost in build-up when you needed that spare man sort of further higher up the pitch to make an overload out wide or through the middle.
Well, how many times was that spare man De Ligt, for example, in that build-up? You know, he'd be the one joining in, and with the greatest respect to him, you should have an attacking player getting into the box, where a lot of the times it was a defender, an extra man. That it just seems crazy that he's so wedded to this formation at all costs and at any circumstance in a match, that he's almost forcing people into positions whatever the state of the game is. It just seems absolutely baffling to me that there's just no flex at all, you know, and I just feel that is definitely something, yes, application, understanding of what the game was about. I thought they were miles off it in that first half in particular, as if they rolled up today and just had no idea of what's going to be expected at Grimsby Town away on a wet Wednesday night. Well, I think the point Phil's making about he doesn't want to talk about, there's certain games, chappers, where that almost becomes secondary, and if you're not prepared to do the basics, when he says my players spoke for me today, or spoke with the performance, he's saying what I think a lot of us thought watching it. There's a group of players that turned up tonight, and when they started that football match, did not fancy being anywhere near this game tonight. You could see it in the body language, you can see it in the attitude. Grimsby got after them. Yes, of course, at no point in that first half did they match that intensity. Did they run? They lost their duels, sprint distances, and I think that's the point he's trying to make. I've put a group of players out there tonight that should be able to go and do a job, and they haven't done it. And it's because they didn't want to do it, in my opinion, and I think he's come out and said that. The system and the formation, for me, yes, should he tweak it? Should he give the players sometimes a better framework? But if you don't do the basics right against anybody, then you come unstuck. And that's what happened for me tonight.
A lot of United fans, especially at half-time, going, where are they going under this manager? You wouldn't anticipate that they were going to change the manager, would you, at this stage, just because they've lost tonight?
I think they have some consideration. They have to have a bit of rough attitude, because yes, they ask result, they ask a better performance. This ground is also difficult to come and perform, but at the end of the day, it's what they're here for. They have to do it, they have to find solution. At the moment, it's nice to have communication and all those things, but we need to see better aggression, speed of play. All this is missing. You know, all the courage that you expect from Manchester United and the quality that comes then with it, it's not there. So there is like a pressure. It was a day where he had to perform. He didn't. As a man, as a manager, they have to regroup and find solution.